Okay, so today we added on another step to some of the math problems, and that's percent yield. So think of in a class, you take a test, your ideal score in a test is 100%, assuming there's no extra credit. The way your teacher finds your score, so for example, if you get a 63 out of 70, they would take 63 over 70 times 100, and that would be a 90% on a test. So pretty similar in chemistry is something called percent yield. Actual is what you get in the lab over theoretical, which you predict you should make, times 100 is percent yield. So comparing how much you made in the lab to what you should have made predicted on your problem. So we should never get a percent yield over 100%. It does happen sometimes, but that means there's some sort of error. Like it could be you didn't dry something long enough, you contaminated, you didn't wash it out. Sometimes there's just different methods that don't work as well as we'd like them to, but ideally, law of conservation math says we should get 100%. Why would you be lower than that? You might spill something, you might not do a good job cleaning something out. Sometimes your equipment just doesn't work the best, and you don't have equipment that can do the process as well as like a Lilly or a Roche would have. Okay, so again, the theoretical is the amount of product that should be produced. So we're going to do that doing our BCA table or just doing our stoichiometry. The actual is what you actually get in the lab. So if you're doing the experiment, you can find the actual yield by going over to the balance and getting the grams. If somebody is just having you do a problem, they're going to have to tell you what the person got. Okay, so for example, in your problem, you predicted 25 grams of KCl should be made. And you in the lab only got 23 grams. What's your percent yield? So you put in your actual first, so that's 23. You will put down what you should have made, 25 times 100. We're going to keep two sig figs here since 23 and 25 both have 2, and 92% on here. So just like a 23 and a 25 would be a 92% on a test, you got 92% of what you should have on here. The only other thing we'll ask you to do with this possibly is they could give you the yield and ask you to find either the actual or the theoretical yield. If they give you the theoretical, you can just take that percent times the theoretical and get your actual amount on there. So we're going to take 55.43 times 0.953. Since the original number had 4, I'd be okay with you keeping 4, or you could just go ahead and round that to 52.8. You could set it up as a proportion, but if you realize 95.3% as a decimal is 0.953, that works as well.